CaMMVets Radio Report on WVOX 1460, heard around the world on WVOX.com. We have more military topics to discuss, so let's get to it. Here's Ken.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Listening to CaMMVetsMedia here on WVOX. Thanks for Jack starting the show. And I was down in Arlington, Texas on Saturday for the Army Air Force
JC,
game.
remember with the spacebar, all you have to do is tap it.
13-7
Let's set the fader
win
first.
by the Air Force Falcons. They win the Commander-in-Chief Trophy,
Too loud
and
for
they
that.
win
Usually around here is like a
visit
good
to the
point.
White House. Only two trophies in college football weren't a trip to the White House and National
Okay, you can hit
Championship.
it. Well,
And the Commander-in-Chief Trophy.
keep it on now.
And
This way, when he's
this
ready
year
for
it goes
it,
to
all you have
Air
to do is just hit
Force.
the spacebar.
Big event in the
Yep.
Texas
Oh, it's
Rangers
just like-
ballpark. A lot of military
Just like,
people
you know,
there from the area.
Like that.
And and also the sponsors were from Lockheed Martin and Sikorsky, and we had a chance to visit with them. But first, we talked to a young lieutenant who was up from Fort Hood to do a presentation of an M1A1 Abrams tank, one of the main battle tank of the U.S. Army. Very impressive piece of equipment, and we had a chance to talk with Lieutenant Jones before the game.
Raise it a little bit. Nice. Doesn't help that it's no, it's because he's holding the mic in the video. We're playing the video. That's why. Well, I wouldn't raise that, JC, because then when we go back to that, it's gonna crank. Yeah. I would just raise the fader.
That's great. Now tell us a little bit about your career in the Army. How did you join the Army?
If he paid well, I would work for him because he really needs the help. The video is just atrocious.
Yeah, no.
Like he's, and then you didn't see it, but he started looking at the tank, and the guy was like walking into the camera because he knew he wasn't in the shot.
That's great. My dad was a U.S. Army officer from World War II through the 60s, and I served at Fort Hood. And he'd be very proud to see you out here today. What's the best thing about being here today?
Best thing about being here today, first and foremost,
Now when it's done.
Let's see how it sounds over the air.
And you'd be very proud to see you out here today. What's the best thing about being
Sounds
here
fun.
today?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds good.
Not too bad.
Absolutely.
Now when this thing, the video is done, I just hit that, right?
All you have to do is hit space bar.
Oh, I do.
Okay, and that was a chance to see an M1A1 Abrams tank.
Okay, so this next video, all you have to do is hit space bar
over
again.
25 years old,
Sorry.
made in the 1990s, and U.S. has about 4,400 of them, and they've made some for some of the allies. There's a question in the Army about the future of tanks, but when that question was posed to the Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, General James McConville, at the Association of the U.S. Army Conference, he said, if you plan to win, you need tanks. He said they're just part of the fundamentals of kind of the mixture of different services. He said armor,
The coffee's not helping
and
you?
infantry, all the other elements of field artillery, of course, and now cyber and space, all part of making the U.S. Army the most effective in the world. Now, we had a chance to talk with one of the sponsors of the game, from Lockheed Martin. They own the Sikorsky helicopter company, which many of us are familiar, seeing their plant up in off the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut. They also have plants in other parts of the country. But we had a chance to talk with a retired colonel, Jay Macklin, who's a 26-year veteran of the U.S. Army and was a Black Hawk pilot. And we talked a little bit about the new helicopter that Sikorsky is demonstrating to the U.S. Army. Here today.
Oh, it's
Nice
a fantastic
job.
Oh,
environment.
yes.
I mean, just the energy here. See the great, the cadets, out here from West Point and also from the Air Force Academy. It's going to be a fantastic day, fantastic game. Great game last year, went in overtime, and just the energy and everything here is fantastic.
Very good. Tell us how you're presenting this new helicopter. You call it vertical lift. and it's got a very intricate double rotor up on top. Tell us a little bit about the Raider.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the S97 Raider, part of Sikorsky, part of Rotor Mission Systems and Lockheed Martin. It's really as part of the program for future vertical lift. And the U.S. Army challenged industry with how do we achieve speed beyond what the current aircraft do today. And the way we chose to solve that problem was to get rid of the traditional tail rotor and add a propulsor in the back of the aircraft. So now with two counter-rotating rotors on the top that are rigid, we put a propulsor in the back that accelerates aircraft level body speeds.
Oh, wow.
This aircraft is a prototype that we have to support the Future Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft Program and part of FBL. This aircraft's flown 205 knots, is incredibly agile and maneuverable down at very low speed, which we believe is essential for survivability in the years 2030 and beyond.
Goes without saying, helicopters are main element for the Army, main tool. Why is this helicopter going to help support the Army for decades in the future?
Oh, great question. Again, in 2030 and beyond, it's about survivability, against near-peer threats. And so we've got to have a transformational capability beyond of what the aircraft today, are able to achieve. And that's part of the Army's modernization efforts, and that's what we're in support of. So two programs here, the Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft, which is that scout helicopter out in front of those Army divisions. And then second aircraft is a long-range assault aircraft, or FLRAA, which there's ongoing competition right now. Again, low level body acceleration, deceleration, and the ability to land on the objective. That's why Raider X and Defiant X, as the operators tend to call it, you land the objective or the X. And we feel these aircraft, we call it X2 technology is what enables all this. Fly-by-wire system, counter-rotating rigid rotors, and then the propulsor. And so we really feel that this aircraft gives you the ability to maneuver at low altitude and high speed to increase that survivability of those crews of the future.
We talked to a lot of cadets who want to go aviation, ROTC grads. Why is this going to be a good helicopter for them to fly?
Yeah, I'm again retired Army Colonel, flew Blackhawks 26 years, and I will tell you the capability that this aircraft, the X2 technology provides is, it's incredible. It's beyond what they can do today. So those cadets that have the ability to fly, these next-gen helicopters is phenomenal. And I think that it's going to enable, the U.S. military to maintain, that level of dominance that we've had for a number of years. And it's just an incredible opportunity that these cadets, it's very exciting to think some of the football players out on the field today will get a chance to fly these aircraft in the future. So again, as a former aviation commander being deployed, I look at what these aircraft can do and think what I could have done with these aircraft, game changing.
Absolutely. We do a lot on STEM education. Why is it important to study STEM education if you want to be in the military, fly a helicopter, even work at your company?
Incredible. I mean, the engineering that goes behind this technology is, what Sikorsky and Lockheed Martin are able to bring to that effort are amazing. And I tell you, it starts with STEM. And so the engineers I work with on a daily basis on this program, brilliant, great thinkers, and really a true treasure of our nation. And so it really enables this technology to be able to develop this technology to give these kind of capabilities for the future. So again, STEM is very important, and it is a cornerstone. The engineering is a cornerstone of everything we do at Sikorsky and Lockheed Martin.
Final question, is there a highlight of your service in the U.S. Army that stands out, a special moment or a role that you played?
Yeah, I think a thing that always stands out to me is, we deployed into Iraq for 15 months with my task force, with Blackhawks, and we brought everybody home. And it's that moment that I can always think back on when we marched into that hangar with all the families and the tough things that we did, during a tough time for our military and the Army, and we brought everybody home. And I look at I flew Sikorsky products. I work for Sikorsky now. The Black Hawk helicopter. I mean, I absolutely believe in it. I believe in the technology that made it to what it is today. And that's why I believe that, you know, Sikorsky has the right solution, you know, moving forward for future vertical lift. You know, 40 plus years of supporting and being a partner to the Army. So I think it's always, when a moment stands out, it's those moments in combat and, you know, bringing everybody home. It was pretty special in my mind.
Absolutely, we hear that from military people as a highlight. So important. Colonel Jay Macklin from Sikorsky, part of the Lockheed Martin Company. Thank you for your service and thank you for telling us about the new helicopter and your career of service.
Thank you very much, sir, and enjoy the game.
Okay, and that was a special opportunity we had. It was a very busy concourse. We had the helicopter out for people to see, and it's important for the public to learn a little bit about the big military equipment. The Army's been looking at replacing and upgrading its helicopters for quite a while, and this is one of the helicopters that they're looking to really count on. And they had an F-35 down on the field. They're the big product for Lockheed Martin, the largest defense project in the military, and we're trying to get a guest on to get us an update on that. That is up to about $500 billion.
Wow.
You know, it had been $400 billion. It's gone up.
You guys
The British Navy is depending on them now for its 2 new aircraft carriers that primarily they're going to be flying these F-35s on those missions. So a tough game for Army, as we said, 13-7 win by Air Force. Janelle Jones played most of the game. They put in Tyler on a couple plays, but I was sitting so high up. The press box was in the top level of the stadium. It's a very vertical stadium, so they can have the roof that opens up. And it happened and then they were playing the far end of the field. But Army just couldn't get a throwing game going in the second half. And they're going to be pretty disappointed. Tonight's the opening of college basketball. I'll be over covering Iona's game against University of Pennsylvania. Game was almost sold out. They said if you want to go, you got to look for tickets online at the Iona College website. And see how Rick Pitino's Gales get off to a good start.
You've been listening to the CaMMVets Radio Report on WVOX 84060, heard around the world on WVOX.com. We thank today's special guest, Lieutenant Benjamin Jones from Fort Hood, retired Colonel Jay Macklin from Sikorsky Lockheed Martin. Remember to check out our Facebook pages, CaMMVets Radio Report, C-Services page, or Iona Basketball Report page, and our West Point Football Report page. And until next week, remember to thank a veteran.
I'll handle that. It's just because they have a lot of college.
Continuing the legacy of Bill O'Shaughnessy's
WVOX.
1460 WVOX.
Once the voting is over, the counting.
I'll just turn it down, yeah. Hey, you're on Eye on the radio? Okay, I'll patch it through.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great job, JC.
Somebody pulls the iPad.
Oh, he's gonna come in to do it.
That show was actually good. I like that. That was pretty good.
And this is
Yeah, because you're never here for it, right? You're always in that.
I mean, I like the videos that he did. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bronco Stadium.
Oh, okay.
I like that video. That was great.
Is that good?
Oh, I'm serious. I have no words for it. That was amazing. That was great. Yeah. You had a great experience. That was good. Wow.
Got it on cue.